Just having a look at a few charts after the Fed announcement. They basically didn't come out as dovish as what the market would have liked, and there's a bit of a tantrum over the sort of expecting the Fed to go full dovish, and they didn't really. They said they were a bit. They said this cut will be not necessarily followed by more cuts, and that was what the market was looking for. The market was wanting them to say that there'd be another 2 or 3 cuts to follow, which they didn't get, and in turn they decided to sell off quite a bit. Now these VIX whales that I was talking about, they knew exactly what was going to happen. That's why they were buying out of the money calls right here, and it's paying off for them, as it always does. They're always right. Usually it might take them a bit longer. Sometimes I've seen them wait a couple of months. They'd be too early. On a few occasions I've seen them, but they don't care. They just sit and wait because they know they're going to be right. So let's have a look at QQQ now. That did sell off right down here, but it's pared back some of the losses by the close, and see what happens when the trading resumes. But should get some selling on it. SPY did the same. SPY sold off down to this. I knew this was a false breakout here, but that's just the way it goes. You can't anticipate. You got to stick to your rules, and if you just get back in again. That's all. It's no big deal. When you get stopped out, you take a small loss or whatever, and you get back in again. You got to stick to the rules, or else if you don't stick to the rules with options, it's gonna come back to bite you on the bum. So we made a good profit here on this leg, but we took a small loss on this one because we only had excuse me, we only had a small trade on there, but now back into it again, back into the puts again. Right, you certainly didn't take calls on this. It's a big trap. Look at the volume on that. Holy moly. That's huge volume. Jesus. Alright, now junk bonds didn't really sell off that much. They did, but down to the 100, and they gained back a lot of that ground by the close. So it's going to be interesting to see what it does. It's not looking particularly bearish at the moment. Have to just see when the dust settles what happens. But Bitcoin sold is in this distribution range here. It's found a support now at this level. It's rallying back a bit now, so you've got a flat Keynesian, so that's typical of a distribution, and then you can get a target up to here. Not to say that it'll get back up to here again, but that's your target. Might only get back up to the Keynesian and then turn back down again. You don't know, but the daily's crossing up again. It appears to be crossing up again. But gold hasn't sold off as much as I would have expected with the strong US dollar, but it could be more downside to come in gold. But Jesus, what a rally that was. Beautiful rally there. Much stronger than I would have expected with the dollar holding up as strong as it has with the strong dollar because of the ECB. The dollar rallied like nobody's business on the back of the weakness from the ECB. So that's what Trump was pissed off about because he doesn't want a strong dollar. Trump wants a weak dollar to keep up with the euro. He wants the dollar down in sympathy with the euro. He doesn't want the dollar to be stronger. That's why he's pissed off with Powell and being too light-handed with it. But let's have a look at the dollar now. Jesus, that's rallied. That's that's a weekly channel there. Let's see if it broke out. No, it's still. Oh, I did just broke out of the weekly channel there. On let's see if it closes the week above that channel, but it looks as though it's going to. And of course, the dollar was bid because of what Powell's statement was, and it's caused quite a bit of repositioning. This pound broke down here, something fierce, and gave a real nice move to the downside here with with the potential of a no-deal Brexit and whatnot. It's going to be a real mess for Boris if it turns out to be a no-deal Brexit. I tell you what, he doesn't want that for the rest of his term, to deal with a no-deal Brexit. I don't think. Look at New Zealand US. Jesus, that's sold beautiful. That's been a beautiful downside move. That been trading awesome. NZUS really good. Look at that. Couldn't ask for much better than that. On the weekly still up. Let's go to the daily. But the daily's been a strong reversal, and same as the Aus dollar US. It's been awesome shorting to the downside. It's been, I thought might find support here, but it's just plunged through that with the Fed coming out dovish, but not super dovish. It's seen the Australian dollar sell off further, so pound CAD, that's been a similar story. That downtrend from there. Where'd that start from here? From back here. Jesus, this has been a gift. This from here, sort of, that was the main. Here was where it started, then found consolidation here, and then it ripped to the downside again. So this was an awesome move here, and this one was a nice one too. So Aus dollar CAD. That's a good one too. NZ CAD. Oh, look at this. NZ CAD. It's one of my favourites. I love trading NZ CAD. Look at that. Holy shit, that's a huge rip up. That's what I like, a huge rip up. You catch this move on the way up and then you catch it on the way down. It's a V reversal. Huge wide of the 100 MA here, huge wide of the daily Keynesian. That's a no-brainer. That's what I'm looking for when I'm doing my research. It's something that jumps out and grabs me like that. I'm going to be all over it. Huge move down on the Euro US here, so have to see what more downsides left in this, but Euro NZ, that's been quite. That's looking like it's going to turn over here. I've got this on my priority watch, but look at that rip down, rip up, and now it looks like it's turning again, but it's only suitable for trading on the intraday. But if there is a short entry there, but geez, it's been a massive move on that, absolutely massive. Euro Oz, that's been another great one, and that turned over like that. That's what I'm expecting, something like that, and that's really been really hitting this Euro Oz dollar. That's been awesome, hitting this hard, really hard. And same as Euro Pound, I eventually got my nice reversal on. Eventually got my nice reversal on Euro Pound, and I hit that really hard. So they're the main ones that I'm looking at the moment and trading. So we've got to see where the dust settles a bit and just take it as it comes. But that's about it for now. I'm going to cut it off there and just a quick look at what's been going on, and we'll pick it up again, see where we go from here. I actually, so I'm just going to show these. Look at that already. See that these only a small amount of contracts on the. I'm just playing around with this to show how. Look at UVXY. These are all up over 1,000. Flies up over 1,600. So just in that move. Just in that move after the Fed, so it just shows you how much. Like I've still got 97,000 to buy, so that's a minuscule trade size. What I've got on here, the premiums cost me hardly anything, and I've already made certainly just in those 3 trades, I've already made more than what I would have made in a whole month when I was working. So that just shows you how you can use leverage to your advantage, and you work smarter, not harder. I can't earn any more than if I'd have been on a 6-figure salary, I would have still been working full time and just trading options, right? But because I was earning crap money, that's why I got into trading full time. But I could certainly trade like I do now and still be working full time, not a problem. Absolutely not a problem. So don't think because you're working full time that you can't make money from trading. Of course you can. People get this idea that because you're working full time you can only be an investor. That's not true. It's very easy to manage a trading portfolio when you're working full time. But we'll have a look at this more as we go along. But just to give you an idea. All right, bye for now.